So let's talk about NIBSS, right? NIBSS, Nigeria Interbank Settlement System. Yeah, so sometimes when you make transactions and they fail, right? And then you feel like maybe your bank and all of that, but sometimes it's because of NIBS. NIBS can fail sometimes when there's too much, when maybe there's a festive period or too many requests are coming in at the time. So NIBS is like a settlement, right? That a middleman within banks. Now, when you make a transaction, let's say for example from Access to GTB, GTB. Now, NIBS is like a middleman that validates those transactions. It stands in between the two banks and get the request from Access Bank. And then once you get it, it might be debited already, but it process it and pass it to Access Bank. When Access Bank will also validate, and then the transaction will go successful. And sometimes if Access cannot validate it, for example, the transaction will be rolled back, right? And then you get your money back. And sometimes your bank, the second bank receiving it may not validate it as fast as possible, and that will also cause delay in the transaction. So sometimes it's not always need, but needs fail, but it hardly failed. But it's a 1 point failure. It's like a 1 point system. So we can do better. We can have more than just having a 1 point, because it's more like your USD, your fintech from OPay to Money Point to Floaterwave with your traditional bank like UBA and GTB, all are all settled by NIBSS. All of them that are licensed by CBN are settled by NIBSS. Now, NIBSS does not necessarily settle them with those payments. Who does the final settlement is CBN, which is central bank, right? So what NIBSS does is that NIBSS just is just like a referee. NIBSS just make sure that everything go according to the guidelines, the policy, and in the end, it will record how much Access Bank is owing UBA Bank based on the transaction made, and it pass it to central bank, and central bank will now settle each bank at the end of, maybe at the end of the business, close of business, or at the end of the week. Yeah, so that's how needs work.